Some may go to garage sales and flea markets on a budget. I don't, especially today. I spent some more at this local monthly market. Let's go and see what all I got. Today I actually started off rather slow. However, we did find some old game consoles. The first vendor of today actually had some old video game stuff. A Nintendo Switch, an old Xbox, and even a PS1. He also had some old Nintendo game cartridges, which didn't really have any good titles, but I was in fact interested in the consoles.
Yeah, he is.
Do I ask you about prices?
Yes.
Okay. I'm interested in your Xbox, this, and your Switch.
100 for the Switch, but it comes with Pokemon Evo.
Okay.
So it's brand new.
Yeah.
And I'll do 50 for both of them if you want both of them.
Like together, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
25 a piece.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll do that. Let me look on this a little bit. You said 100 on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, you know, I've only had this thing maybe, I don't know, 7 months or so, and I've only played it a handful of times, so it's practically brand new. It's a little dirty.
Have you tested these, by the way?
I have, but they've been sitting for a long time.
Yeah,
so
okay. Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
want to say.
No, I get you. That's
But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they still work. I mean, I'm 99% sure.
Yeah.
I think he had the Nintendo Switch priced just a little bit too high, but on the Xbox and the PS1, I definitely still had room. After I had already bought the PS1, he actually noted that, hey, the cover doesn't completely shut well on it. Not only did it have trouble opening, then the little latch stuck down and then it wouldn't shut back. So no matter how many wiggling and pressing, none of that would fix it. So I just went ahead and opened up the whole thing. While I was in there, I went ahead and cleaned out the whole thing with electronics cleaner, and then I also used some electronics lubrication. Just went ahead and went through the whole thing. It works perfectly now, and it's already sold to the customer. The next stop was actually at this video game booth. Now, just to be clear, this is the same guy that I bought the Von Erich Brothers binder from. If you haven't watched that video, I'll make sure and put it in the description below. That was like a really good deal, and honestly, that was one of my favorite videos I've made so far. Now, this guy did have some very premium title video games. He had a lot of other lower tier video games as well, but I was obviously interested in the higher tier ones. He knew what they were worth as well. I was interested in about 5 of them. Chrono Trigger, Lunar 1, Lunar 2, Kirby, and Final Fantasy 3. I think he was asking somewhere like 700 something total for these. I offered him $440. Although some of you may consider that my profit margins may have been a little bit tight at that number, I was personally happy at that. He thought my offer of $440 was just a hair bit too low, so he countered at
$540.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
And think about it. Yeah.
I wasn't too comfortable at that number, but then again, I wanted to think on it, so I went ahead and told him, hey, you think on it, I'll think on it as well. Let me go ahead and finish my whole round of this place, and I'll come back and see if we can make a deal. The next booth I went to had a baseball glove and some cool military stuff.
$10.
10. I'll take it.
Good, isn't it?
Okay. I'm gonna set it right up here. Is that okay? I'm gonna keep looking around. You doing okay today?
Yeah, pretty good. How about you?
Good. You still have those Valentine's cards? Cool.
Yeah, those are in the 60s too. They don't have the barcode on them. 68, I think.
All right. What are you asking on them?
5 a piece.
5 a piece. All right.
Or if you want all of them, I'll make you a better deal.
Okay. I'm gonna. What are you thinking about 40 on this? Would you do 40 without this, and this?
I take 50 for all of it. All these came from the same guy.
Now, I actually really wanted this case of military items. I buy them all the time, and I'm quite honestly used to getting them at a very good price. He wanted 65 for this case. I went ahead and offered 40, and he countered at 50. Now, I'm gonna make a decent amount off of this, don't get me wrong. A few of these I have not bought before. I haven't bought the piece with the blue enamel on it, as well as the bracelet. I try and kind of stay off my phone in these scenarios when I can. I kind of wanted to gamble and just go without looking it up, but I think I made it out okay. After that, I went to the main spending of today. I initially looked at these autographs. They did come with certificates and all that, so I was kind of in the comfortable zone of whether I want to risk money on this or not. Just a note, of course, these are risky. I mean, not all autographs are authentic, let's be honest here. The lady seemed pretty legit along with the signatures, so, you know, I figured to do some research. But upon doing some research, I figured out they were priced just a little bit out of what I was willing to spend.
Not much room for me on it, but hey, good prices and cool stuff.
You got an offer?
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I feel like you have this one priced way too high.
It might be, but also.
I feel like this one's a little bit more accurate, but I still feel like you have it priced too high. And I really can't find much on this, but I know it's under retail. Yeah, let me see for a minute, like realistically what I'd be willing to offer.
I told the lady straight up, I think you have some really cool stuff, but you know, not much room for me to make profit if I were to resell it. She noted that, hey, I haven't had much interest in them anyway, so if you'd like to make an offer, go ahead.
You said 250?
Yeah.
I go to 220.
I'll do 220.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that right there for a minute. I'm gonna look a little bit more and see if we can do anything else. And you said probably lowest will go on this is 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah, I mean,
I know where that will go. Somewhere
yeah,
else.
that completely makes sense.
Okay.
Count that, make sure.
I counted it when you were counting it.
Sounds good.
So the Trevor Lawrence, which she wanted $400 for, I offered $180. I even brought out my phone and said, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking at on eBay, just so you know, you can see that through the eyes of me. I'm at $180. We actually met at $220, which I was still happy at. I've already sold this one for $330, actually just as of yesterday, which once again isn't a huge profit, but if I'm getting these really premium items, I don't expect a ton of profit, especially when I'm getting them from this place. There was also a few other pieces that I checked out, including this Patrick Mahomes signed print. She wanted $7 for it. I was at like $4 or $5 or so. We just couldn't make it happen, but there was also a Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill helmet. I think she wanted about $700 for the helmet as well. I thought I could get about $1,000. Now, this was a gamble because at the time of filming this, the Super Bowl was literally in a few days.
Tell me one more time what you're wanting on this.
700.
700.
So if I were to buy this helmet, it would be great for me to put up that following day and hopefully get it sold if the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, which, by the way, spoiler alert, they did.
All right, look, I could do 5 on it.
5, huh?
And I think I have that in cash right now too. I'm pretty sure. I came with 8, so I should have that. I'm putting this back in this box down here, okay?
Go 5 1/4.
You do 520 right on the nose.
All right.
Okay, let's do it.
So since the Super Bowl hadn't been played yet, I was in a little bit of a tricky situation. I offered $520 and she took it. This was easily my best purchase of today. I went ahead and put it on eBay for $1,000. It sold literally right after the Super Bowl for just about full price. What do you think? If the Chiefs didn't win the Super Bowl, would that have greatly affected the price? Let me know down below. Okay, after that, I was actually pretty deep in my spending already. So I went back to my video game guy and without taking any more out of the ATM, I had $480 in cash. I figured that would be my offer.
I'm left with exactly $480 in cash. Would you take that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. There we have it. Probably just like a hair bit more than I was like technically wanting to spend, but still in my comfort zone. Still doing very good off these games. And I actually came back the following day when he was still there and he brought out another N64 expansion pack. He wanted $100 for it and I bought it. This is another one of those things that we've like already put up and listed and sold. One of those like really quick flips. So definitely happy with my purchases from him. So there we have it. That was the end of the weekend. I spent quite a lot of money, but also the profit was there. So I'm really happy. Hopefully you think I did good too. If you do like these sorts of videos, make sure and like and subscribe. Also 2 times a week, I make short form videos. If you like short form videos, that is also available on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and of course YouTube. I'll put a few examples on the left and right of me. Also, if you want to check in our description, there is a link tree available with our actual eBay page. So anyway, that is about it. I appreciate you for watching. You guys take care. See ya.